My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire Modded. We're going to be continuing with the Bard. We're going to get these ascensions done, yeah. Random rare card built around it, let's go. Magnum Opus in the first space. It's golden. Alright, what do I got to do? Well, I got to upgrade Magnum Opus as early as I possibly can and remove every other... Oh, of course, I forgot! Tin Flute has blessed me. From the last episode, Tin Flute has blessed me with the Apotheosis in my deck. Ooh, that's some good value right there. Well, I'm going to be weakened, so I can only kill the last in the backline next time. Neat. Gotta make sure that I always play Magnum Opus before I round out a combat. There we go with one of them. Sift gets me to my Magnum Opus, sure. Update. Body text. Update body text, update body text, update body text? Update body text? Update body text. Update body text. Update body text. Alright, so the most important thing that we can worry about right now is card draw so that we can try and find ourselves with the Magnum Opus as early as possible. So, yeah, sift again, I guess. More than happy to take it. That said, Inspiring Song. No, we don't want Inspiring Song. What we want is the other Inspiration card that I can't remember the name of at the moment. Lingering Inspiration, I believe. Something of that sort, in that style of that kin. Take that attack up and go again. Go riposte at the start here. No. Ooh, Magnum Opus. It's very important I always play one. That said, I can wait until the next shuffle, especially because I'm about to draw a Sift. See? Never said when. I did say about to. Lingering Performance. All inspiration effects you currently have affect one additional card. Hell yeah. Ornamental Fan, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. Big fan. Actually, it's relatively small. It's an Ornamental Fan. Go from Magnum Opus. Or upgrade the Sift for the extra draw to get to my Magnum Opus. Let's go for the Sift. Sift also gets me to my Apotheosis as well, so it's got a couple different axes of interaction there that I'm interested in. I guess I'll cut a strike. We actually have no damage in this deck outside of the fact that... oh gosh, this is actually a little bit of a problem. We don't actually really have any damage in this deck except for the fact that Magnum Opus is really good, but our next, like, our whole drawing thing here is now garbage. Ouch. Yeah, we're dead soon. I believe it's a smaller attack. Yeah, I think I'm just dead here now. Wow. If we had Apotheosis in the opening hand, we would have been fine. The problem is, because we cut the strike, we were just really, really poorly matched against the ground and the knob. This is entirely just awful on my part. Yeah. Best defense I could have gotten there, it's not enough. Good lord. Good lord. Alright, so, what was the big mistake we made in that run? Effectively, as soon as I had basically nothing but skills in my deck, I should have gone, okay, I have to dodge this elite, right? I should have, before that space, gone, okay, what can this elite be? What are the 3 different options? 3 different options here, because Hubris doesn't include any elites to the first floor, are Gremlin Knob, against whom we will always die with this build. The Lagavulin, who we'd probably be a little bit okay against. I even lamented the fact that I don't have any damage in this space, and then I immediately made the mistake. And Sentinels was also not going to be a good fight for us. Like, while we were great on floor fights, elite fights were awful for us. The fact that I took that path was entirely my own fault. Just complete garbage. I got overconfident based on the fact that I had two very, very powerful cards early. I didn't give them time to scale or be more effective. And stacked my deck with things that would actively have been a detriment. I mean, like, Sift wouldn't have given me extra energy if it draws into a daze, obviously, in the Sentinels fight. Game is stalling out a little bit here. Game. Hello? Hey, there we go, it came back. Remove two cards makes the deck a little bit thinner. Alright. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so we'll take up this line, bunch of early question marks, then we can hang a left and get two upgrades as well as two elites. Seems good. Should have riposted first there. Yeah, in retrospect, that definitely would have been correct. I would have gotten an extra strength up in that position as a direct result of it. Alright. I'm going to try and go for temp HP. See a Phantasmal in the first space. I mean, ooh, life drain. Hell yes. That'll help contribute towards it. Thank you. Now we've actually got some damage in the deck. It's weird. We actually have damage. Now I need a way to weaken my enemy so that I can actually benefit from Phantasmal dealing the extra damage for us. That was bad. Obviously, I was trying to go for the strength up there. Thankfully, it doesn't matter, but that doesn't make it not bad. Thunderwave is an application of weaken for the sake of Phantasmal Force, but it also weakens again the turn after. That said, like, compare it to Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Well, it's just called Hideous Laughter in this, right? Compare it to Hideous Laughter, and it's actually really garbage. I'm gonna skip. And take a Swift Potion as well. Alright. Take a defense up here, and then get myself some extra temp HP. Spire Strike riposte. Picks up an attack up. I could have queued an extra defend there, but that's entirely unnecessary. It doesn't do anything for this deck. 21 is the best damage I can deal this turn. Alright. I do like the temp HP builds, and this is going to give me an opportunity to do it, you know, so actual justice. Like, we've done a couple of temp HP builds before, obviously. I think I've done 3 or 4. But it'd be nice to find a different way to capitalize on them, right? So, Phantasmal and... what are the 2 ways in the base game? Base game, right? Base set of cards. You've got Phantasmal Force. False Life helps us stack some temp HP as a defensive. I'm going to take the second Phantasmal Force, because now basically any source of weaken is ridiculous in this deck. Left drain is more important. 4 damage on an upgrade is actually really good. Especially when you consider, you know, the actual extra effect that it provides to us. So we'll definitely be throwing a Fear Potion here. Definitely be doing the extra draw. So it's strike, strike, take my attack up, inspire, life drain. Great. Get myself a load of temp HP. It's also worth noting that Phantasmal Force in this position is really important, due to the fact that Phantasmal Force is technically an attack. So while it's going to defend me for 7 HP, it's not going to trigger the Gremlin Knob. That said, I still probably just go massively aggressive there. Far better off having done so. Bag marbles at the start of combat apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies, and Hideous Laughter. Great. Hideous Laughter needs to be upgraded so that it persists for 2 turns. The difference between 1 vulnerability and 1 weak and 2 vulnerability and 2 weak is ridiculous. Runic Dodecahedron, if your HP is full, gain energy at the start of each turn, especially because we're doing a temporary HP build. That is super viable. I'm very, very pleased with that. Okay, I'll go Hideous Laughter into Life Drain. Do damage small across the board. Try to defend, and then Phantasmal. Kills the back line and gets me a defense up. Beautiful. We have another Phantasmal. Okay. Runic Dodecahedron is such a great companion beast for this build. I'm so pleased. I really like the Bard, y'all. If you haven't downloaded the Bard yet, what are you doing? I don't understand you. It's so much fun. Alright, Morebank. I'm gonna stop gushing. Morebank. Encore. Is Encore important to me? Encore's not important to me. Morebank, whenever you climb a floor, gain 12 gold. No longer works when you spend any gold at a shop. I think I just take Blink here, right? Sure, temp HP is obviously gonna be a barrier for my HP, and that's fine, blah, blah, blah. But I still want to keep temp HP because it's still a resource that I'm expending to deal my damage, right? So I can't just get rid of all of it. I should take something like Blink to help me keep it. I'm happier losing a speed potion than the money right now. Ooh, Happy Flower. Every 3 turns, gain 1 energy. Happy to. This is the problem, right? AoE is the big problem that this deck has. Or rather, it has the problem that it doesn't have the ability to deal with it. Obviously, Finger of Death is AoE incarnate, right? It's the obvious way to deal. But still. Just kill you, get an extra attack up. I'm also getting a hell of a lot of melodies out while I'm doing this. Not like the giant impactful melodies, but reasonably impactful melodies. Weaken across the board. Out of the back line, and neat. Alright, we're all comfy now. By Shield Gremlin, and hello! Feast on Fear. The enemy is vulnerable, gain 6 temporary HP instead. So the fact that this only gives you the 6 temporary HP, and the fact that Dex is not going to increase it, is a bit of a problem. It's not something I'm particularly interested in here. Demoralized, doubling enemies weak and vulnerable. I mean, that's pretty good on top of a Hideous Laughter, only if you have it in the same hand. Otherwise, it's a bad Hideous Laughter in the next hand, right? And even in the first hand, it's just another Hideous Laughter, and I have to upgrade it, right? Remove. Remove is really good here. Do we remove a defend or a strike? I don't think we need the extra defend, but do we need the extra strike? No, we need the defense more than the strikes, because the Phantasmal Forces ideally are our damage output, but at the very least, we have the life drain, especially upgraded as well. One. 2. Let's pop an attack up there. Guess we'll blink. Backline, neat. It's not incredible, but yeah, drawing basically any attack should get us through. I don't play the melodies when they're not at all ever going to be relevant to me. Again, don't need any of those. All right, blink. This gives me an extra turns flexibility in when I have to draw Blink in order for it to be useful against the slime boss. I can draw it next turn or the turn after. And since I only have 8 cards left in my deck, I know that I've got it on the right turn now. That's great. Unless I Hideous Laughter, then Inspire, go for the draw. Thankfully, I didn't get Blink. Hell yeah! That's exactly what I wanted. Because now I can double Phantasmal you. Get some good damage out. Beautiful. So it's definitely Blink, Strike, Riposte, take my attack up, Life Drain. Unfortunately, weakness is one off of the enemy. There's Hideous Laughter. And we'll throw out another weaken here as well. I'll also naturally defend and throw out the slime. I'm not going to strike at all. If I was going to do that, I needed to do it before the enemy was vulnerable, but the enemy was already vulnerable at the start of this turn. The reason I don't want to do that is because the Phantasmal Forces are way, way too powerful to turn down right now. See? Hell yes. Okay, unfortunately these enemies aren't weak, so I just get to stack my defense. After this, I get a selection of a rare card. If we get Finger of Death, we get Finger of Death. If we don't get Finger of Death, we'll find out what works. I mean, this is already working by itself, right? There's Finger of Death, though. So, previously, I would have taken the Scarier Mask here. However, the Finger of Death now gives me easy access to AoE, right? Deal damage equal to twice your temporary HP. The upgrade, twice your temporary HP to all enemies. So we just take Velvet Choker. Now, remember, I should no longer take things that are going to force me to draw. We don't really have much draw in this deck, right? Inspire, Hideous, Blink gives us the ability to Q draw once. Best case scenario, we can draw twice. We can cast 2 draw melodies in a single combat. And it's not usually the correct option for us. Totally can be. Not usually, though. That said, I've already got a lot of extra energy provided to me by the Runic Dodecahedron. Scary Mask, the weakest enemy flees at the start of multi-enemy fights. No, I still don't want that. And I'm not drawing extra cards, and I'm not playing any card multiple times in the same hand. Velvet Choker is fine. Gotta make sure that I don't go Sift and stuff like that. Great. That said, I do really want to hit a early upgrade, if at all possible, and 3 elites. Now, this has the Emerald Elite on this path, as well as a late upgrade and a late shop, as well as an early shop. But this one has an upgrade before the first elite, and a second upgrade before the second. That's far more important to me. I need the Finger of Death to be upgraded. It's frankly essential. We'll defend Phantasmal so that I can pick up defense up. Then I can Life Drain, toss out another defense. Unfortunately, all of those enemies just buffed, and I am terrified. That's how you say it, right? Terrified. Vulnerability across the board. Should have gone for weakness across the board, Ryan. That was bad. So weakness across the board would have been Strike before I did that. Right, we'll take vulnerability while we have it available. Get my attack up at the end as well. That's rough. There goes our Runic Dodecahedron. Good thing we weren't relying on it. Yikes. Very few attacks in here. Alright, I'm actually going to generate the attack potion here. Reverse gravity is great. Let's weaken all the enemies, then deal a little bit of damage to all of them. Alright. Hopefully I find a way to get a small heal. Should have done that a little bit earlier. We don't take Sift. We mentioned it earlier. Sadly, Finger of Death is a wee bit early to really provide us value here. So I strike before the Hideous Laughter. I learned my lesson in the last fight. This will allow me to weaken this turn if I want to. However, I probably just want to blink and then defend. This leaves me with the ability to weaken next turn when it'll be more relevant. Especially because I have the 2 Phantasmal Forces here, right? So now I Inspire. Life Drain isn't actually even going to do anything, so Phantasmal, Phantasmal, Finger of Death. Neat. Enemy doesn't defend, and I can... Really? Oh, that sucks. Fine, fine. You get a bit more defense. You get a little longer to live, but not that much. Dex Potion, pre-upgraded Sift. Oof. Woofa doofa, that's pretty good, especially with the Phantasmal Forces in the deck. So pre-upgraded Sift, right? Hand of 5 cards, I play Sift. Sift draws me 2. As long as I play fewer than all of the cards in that hand, I'm still fine. I just can't take that many Sifts. Just can't take that many Sifts. Fine. Fine. So we start with Sift. Oh, Phantasmal Force. Nice. Do I want Hideous Laughter first? Kinda, yeah. Let's go for that damage small. Could have gone for a defense earlier and then I would have gotten a point of dex there. It's a good point, well made, and awfully capitalized upon. It's just Blink, Inspire, Life Drain here. No real other options presented to us though. Enemies no longer weakened. That's a wee bit of a problem for us. Now they are. Bye. Good Snecko fight. Heroism! Again, 8 temporary HP. Great. Inspiration 5. Also really good. This is just a Finger of Death deck, frankly, at this point. Apparition does get me back to a point where I'm max HP, but I have enough defense in this deck that we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Ritual Dagger is pretty good. Oh, Ritual Dagger lost its debuff. It had a... Was it debuff or was it defense? It had a defense. It queued a defense as well, and it never made sense that it did. That said, I'm not going to be using that as my finisher. I have a finisher that deals a ridiculous amount more damage. It's called Finger of Death. Speaking of Finger of Death. Ooh, what an early hand. Okay, so it's... I don't need to Hideous Laugh the backline yet. It's just... Strike. Riposte gives me attack up. And I play 3 more. Yeah, that's exactly as many as I'm planning to. I'll Hideously Laugh. Life Drain. And then kill all y'all. Beautiful. Now I even have damage medium queued. I should still probably pop that off this turn though. Heroism, Blink, and then Phantasmal. I mean, Heroism, Blink, Phantasmal would be really, really good if I had the ability to hold all of it. Because then I would actually get a Divine Protection out of it. That said, I can't really pass up the amount of damage it was going to enable me to do there. Bye, Gremlin Leader. And hello to Meat on the bone. If your HP is at or below 50% at the end of combat, heal for 12 HP. Not relevant, even slightly. I'll upgrade these Phantasmal Forces, but I really don't know about that. Toy Battleship. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat to extra energy. Yeah, nope. That's what this relic... That's what the art for this relic used to be used for, the ancient tea set, but it does look more like a toy battleship. Whenever you enter a rest site during the next combat, the first card played each turn also draws one card. By the way, I'm trying to make a more concerted effort to read out the actual descriptions for each of the modded relics in the series, because someone brought it to my attention and that's something that I've been avoiding doing for some reason. There's no actual reason, by the way. That made it sound almost a little bit sinister there. There's no good reason. It's just that I forgot, effectively. I guess it's because I don't have them committed to memory in the same way that I have the other ones. Oh, that was dumb. Should have been defend first. Could have given the enemy an extra turn of vulnerability. That's unlikely to matter, but still. Just because it's unlikely to matter doesn't mean it was correct. Finger of Death is way too much damage to turn down here. Okay. Let's go Inspire, Heroism, hit up a block medium. Defend, Blink, Life Drain. That'll do it. And I'll also take the block small that gives me. Oh, right, Blink. I forgot that Blink had actually already reduced the incoming damage. Yeah, we're already fine. Bye. Tin Flute. Hello, at the end of this run, choose one card in your deck. You may start the next run with that card in your deck. Neat. False Life is a great way, if the deck is defensive, to gain a lot of temporary HP, but with the two Phantasmal Forces and Life Drain, this is not a defensive deck that does that. It could have been, but it isn't. But it could have been. But I'll hasten to remind you that it is not. I really want to go to that shop. This extra elite is fine, but this is an upgrade, a shop, 2 question marks. I mean, especially those 2 question marks, if those have the Necronomicon double casts the Phantasmal, because it's technically an attack. Despite the fact that it doesn't always meet its condition to actually perform the attack. And obviously this gives me a shop. I don't need another Phantasmal Force. We have enough of that. Juicer Bracelet. Normally mean cannons and no longer in cannon in question mark rooms. More than happy to take that. Strange Spoon. No, the cards that we exhaust, we want to exhaust. I don't really want Inspire in the deck. In fact, I may actually remove it. Metronome. Increases strength for each sequential attack played up to a maximum of 10. Playing a non-attack card or losing HP resets the bonus to 0. We always play Blink. We always play Hideous Laughter. Okay, we can't play Metronome. Not really. Mayhem does count as a card played towards the total of your Velvet Choker, so do consider that if that's something you're looking for. I think maybe I just take out a strike. I need my opening hand more often to involve gaining temporary HP. None of this is good. It's a really bad shot. Special Relic? Yeah, let's do it. 3 extra strength on turn 1. Immunity. Cursed Tome. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. First attack played each turn that costs 2 or more is played twice. Yeah. If I rest here, I don't actually get back to full HP, so why would I care? Alright, I'll upgrade Inspire. Fine, we'll leave it in the deck. Hello, Musket Hawk. Musket Hawk. Piercing rounds. 50% of attack damage passes through block. Thankfully, we have temp HP, so we do not need to care about that at all. We play every card in hand here. That allows us to get Divine Protection out. So it's Heroism, Blink, Defend, Divine Protection. Then I can hideously laugh. That's my hideous laugh. What'd you think? God, that coughed up a lot of phlegm. You can see why I try not to hideously laugh. Oh my god. Oh, that hurt, actually. Whew. All right. Inspire, Life Drain. Throw out a Riposte, take my attack up, and then double Phantasmal Force. Look at that. What an effect. Unfortunately, the enemy is no longer weakened, so I need to draw a Tasha's somewhere. Sift? Tasha's? That's no Tasha's. Damn. Okay. I do need, ideally, another way in this deck to weaken the enemy. It's kind of important. Effectively, I just queued myself up for Finger of Death to kill. Like that. I don't take any of those. They're just cards between me and my Finger of Death now. Ooh. No. None. Well, I mean, Lizarddale, right? Black Hole. All cards cost 0. Any card entering your discard pile is exhausted. This with Dead Branch is hilarious fun. This with this build means that if we don't beat them, like if we have like a poor shuffle, so say we get Finger of Death early, get both of our Phantasmals late, and don't have weakness applied to the enemy when we use Phantasmal, or they have Artifact or something like that to prevent it, we just lose that fight. So if you're building thick, Black Hole is such a good friend. But if you're me, not really. The extra 2 card draw from Sneckwire is always really good, but we already have the ability to cast all of our stuff, and changing the cost of the Phantasmals is actually negative for me at this point. Lizardtail. The deck is also already really reliable, so to add that element of randomness is not really necessary. Not at this point, at least. Yeah, there's a pretty good path. Bunch of question marks, 2 elites, late shop, as well as the Emerald Elite. It's entirely possible we go to the heart with this. Oof. Yikes. That yikes brought to you courtesy of the fact that... What the hell was that turn? Unfortunately, I have to Finger of Death before I hit his Laughter if I want a good effect out of it. I think it's Heroism, Blink, Defend. Take my Divine Protection. Then I... Finger of Death. And throw out a Hideous Laughter. The idea behind this is I now have the ability to weaken next turn, so my 2 Phantasmals that I knew had to be in there now kill. I think that was a really clever way to handle that. Try not to break my arm, pat myself on the back that, huh? Nothing needed there except maybe Vicious Mockery. Vicious Mockery is good in that not only is it weakness against a single target, but it also applies weakness to everyone in the area with those 2. Still think it's a bad way to do it though. That's just lose max HP. I'm in fact happy to lose max HP. Lose a little bit more max HP and we're back on max HP for the sake of Runic Dodecahedron. Enemy's not weak, sadly here. Link, Defend, Phantasmal. Oh, that plays twice, so it actually cues its effect twice as well. That's unfortunate for us. Oh well. just get a giant life drain off here. And a giant Phantasmal. Double casting Phantasmal with Necronomicon is incredible. I can't take another Sift. Sift into Sift suddenly becomes an awful, awful turn for me. Velvet Choker. Blink is really good, but I don't think I need another one in the deck at this point. Tiny chests. Upon pickup, gain 30 gold. You're 10% more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. Sapphire key is better than that one. I don't want to lose the HP if I can avoid it. Flash of Steel. Again, Flash of Steel is a negative considering the Velvet Choker. I can't take it. I mean, Enhance Ability, giving us 10 temp HP just for playing it. 20 on the upgrade. So 20 for 1 is pretty good. That said, it's another card between me and my other cards that give me that or more, depending. Heroism, Spire, Defend. That's easiest turn I've ever decided. That'll get my Divine Protection up. And then I just throw out a strike and a life drain. Get myself a hell of a lot of temp HP as well. Love it. I like it, I love it, and I want more of it. So, how do I get it? Blink is okay, I guess. I should probably blink at the end of the turn. Yeah. So that I can actually queue it up for something effective later. It was never going to do anything that turn for me. I definitely Sift. Actually, I could have played out my power cards before I Sifted. That would have been valuable as well. All right, let's hideously laugh. Go for the double Phantasmal Force, because that's also going to increase the effectiveness of the Finger of Death significantly. That said, I can pop a defense first just to increase the effectiveness of the Finger of Death due to the slow effect on Giant Head. 10% extra damage from attacks this turn whenever you play a card. I'll be taking my attack up. Beautiful. One more Tasha's Laughter in this deck, and we're off to the absolute races. Alright. Nunchku. Every time you play 10 attacks, gain 2 energy. That's also really good because the Necronomicon is already duplicating one of the attacks in the deck. Throw the Explosive Potion for a Strength Potion. There's a pre-upgraded Vicious Mockery. Rhapsody means nothing to us at this point. Except for my name and the cool reference and the fact that it's, still warms my heart, but I don't think it does anything for this deck at this time. No, it doesn't really. I still don't go for the Vicious Mockery. Resting here to get back on full HP is actually more effective than an upgrade. Yikes! Ooh, we almost lost some HP there. Heroism into Hideous Laughter, double up a Phantasmal. Play another Phantasmal or Blink. Blink. I can't risk the fact that the enemy next turn might just go for a 45. That's not a 45. You think that's a 45? This is a 45. Hideous Laughter? It's strike Hideous Laughter, right? Keep the enemy weakened for as long as possible. Alright. Have access to a small Inspire at this point. Don't really need it. Let's just get ourselves some temp HP while it's... Really? I had to draw into Finger of Death there. Damn it, Toy Battleship! You've screwed me! Heroism, Inspire, Defend gets us Divine Protection. Then I just blink and go for a life drain. The entire idea here just being, well, eventually the enemy won't be intangible when I have one of my good cards. Oh my god, can I stop getting my good cards when the enemy's, like, it's actually... You... Really? Those are my absolute best cards. Literally all 4 of those. Game. You need to stop this right now. I can build a lot of temp HP for a while. And then I need you to take a break on the whole just constantly dunking on me thing. I can't believe I can only draw those on the turns my enemy is intangible. It's frustrating, to say the least. Alright, I'll leave the ability to go for an Inspire here, just in case. Oh, look, Phantasmal. Finally. Bottle Lightning upon pickup chooses skill. Started combat that in your opening hand. Hideous Laughter. Hideous Laughter being in my opening hand means that the Phantasmal forces are always good in the first cycle. Don't need another one, though. Speed Potion. No. Strange Heart. Whenever an enemy dies, transfer any vulnerable or weak it has to a random... I'm not going to skip it. I almost skipped it. Strange Harp also has... Every note played on this harp sounds eerie. That's a bit strange. I mean, I think I am going to be going to the heart at this point. Don't need any of those. Anchor started combat with 10 block. Usually pretty well blocked on the first turn anyway. Let's remove that strike. Kunai, every time we play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dex. I mean, we do that occasionally. Very occasionally. 10 block on turn 1? Yeah, I think it's better than any other options here. I think, however, I will wait for the final floor before I use any of the rest of my money. Start with Sift. Okay. Heroism, Inspire, Defends. Gets us some more temp HP. Then I'll throw out a Hideous Laughter and Finger of Death for the kills. That also gets this Reptomancer much more damaged. Much more vulnerable, rather. Okay, let's go damage medium. Use a life drain here. Then capitalize on double Phantasmal Force. Blink, defend, defend. I think I probably will take the Inspire here out of everything. That worked out pretty damn well. Got him. Curious Feather. Whenever you play a power, gain 1 strength as well as the Emerald Key, Vicious Mockery, as well as Covetous Aura. We probably won't have time to trigger Covetous Aura in the Time Eater fight. More than once at least. In the Heart fight, it's okay, but it's not better than just getting more temp HP. Upgrade all cards, you can only heal. That only upgrades like 3 defense and a riposte. It's pretty garbage. Pretty garbage. Alright. We'll hideously laugh and then throw out double Phantasmal. gives me the ability to block medium at the start of my next turn so that I can just go ham. Inspire, life drain, then double their phantasmal force. You know, for lethal. Battle of Herbs. Right click during combat to activate. Lose 1 charge, gain 3 regen. Whenever you enter a rest site, add 1 charge. Start with 2 charges. Thunderwave is more AoE, but I think we're actually... it's more weakness, rather. But I think we're actually done with weakness. Hideous Laughter is doing it enough. Is that true? That's not exclusively true. Especially when the heart gets artifacting. We'll take 1 Thunderwave. Ooh. It's a garbage opening turn. So we'll hideously laugh, then blink, getting the draw. Really? We had to get Finger of Death? I'm just checking that that had to happen. Because if it didn't have to happen, then... Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll let the game take it back. But no, apparently it did have to happen. Wild. Thankfully, we still managed to full block that turn, but gosh, it was close. Sift into Heroism. Alright, I'm going to double the Phantasmal here. Just get that target down as early as possible. Take out another target easily. Alright, good. Phew! Just inspire a life drain against the back line, and now we are comfy. I just don't want to lose my Runic Dodecahedron if I can. Or rather, if I can avoid it, I don't want to lose it. Don't need another Phantasmal. Riposte is the one I'm least likely to remove from the deck, so I guess I'll keep it. And I'll keep all of those potions as well. My gosh. This is obviously hideous Thunderwave and then just double Phantasmal, double Phantasmal. Is there any order in which I want to do this? No. No, not really. They don't necessarily have good impacts upon one another. Oh, except if I do Hideous Laughter at the end. No, I can't do it at the end. Ryan. Let's ignore that I almost... Actually, no, it would have been Thunderwave first. Phantasmal, Phantasmal, Hideous. But Thunderwave is still going to end up with us having a weakness queued at the very end. It's fine. It's fine. Enemy will still be weak the entire time. It is really important I keep the enemy weakened. As much as I wanted to riposte there to save myself a little, it's too important we weaken. Alright. Heroism. 94 damage is pretty good, but you know what's better than 94 damage? More than 94 damage. Actually, we'll go for the defend here. Hit that block medium, go life drain into 90. So I can only play 3 cards next turn. That's fine. I haven't got Phantasmal left in there, so. It should be defend, blink, and inspire. So if I use a single defend at the start of the next turn, I can get a divine protection. Alright, there's our divine protection, and then I'll heroism, inspire, defend, getting another stack of divine protection. I'll also hideously laugh, and then I was going to thunderclap, but that's fine. I played them in the priority order anyway. One, two, and three. Neat. Biggest foe for us is actually going to be the Heart's inability to take more than 300 damage in a single turn. Alright. Hopefully this 500 gold is useful here because... there's the dead branch. Way too late to take it though. Sling of Courage. Start each elite combat with 2 strength. Let's remove one of those. Weak Potion's actually really good for us. Better than the Dex Potion. Maybe I take Vajra and Sling of Courage here. Well, I definitely take Vajra. Probably not Sling of Courage, I guess, at this point, because you can't take Sling of Courage at this point. I'm pretty happy to turn down the rest of these, actually. I should have just fought. I should have just fought the entire time there. Okay. Most important thing that I can do here is just a big life drain, right? Big ol' life drain. Hello, merchant. It's gonna be real difficult to make you weak. I've just realized. That's fine. It's not gonna be a problem. Is Blink even gonna do anything to you? That'd be interesting to see. Half of 1 should be 0 by the game's rounding, typically. Yeah, it's 0. Wow, we actually can do that. That's hilarious. Blink, like, invalidates the merchant. Double on that. Guess I'll go for a single defend and then Inspire at the very end. Obviously, as soon as the enemy starts gaining strength, we're back in a bad position. But right now, whee! Okay. Let's heroism. 141. Damn. Actually, just do it like that because I suspect we could just straight up kill. Dead Branch. Whenever you exhaust a card, add a random card into your hand. The deck is so thin at this point that that's actually going to be bad for us. That burns. That burns in 2. And obviously the Heart is going to be including cards in our deck as well. Alright, we'll skip all those. But I got my Sling of Courage, so I have 3 strength in this fight. Hell yeah. Okay, it's Hideous Laughter, Blink, just to queue up a draw, because Finger of Death being this early is unfortunate. Phantasm, Phantasmal, Inspire, Finger of Death? Alright. It's a lot of damage. Definitely seems worth. So just in case you haven't seen it before, the Merchant's Rug, start each combat with 1 plated armor every 50 gold you have, and you have to overcome the brutal enemy that I just did in order to do it. Thankfully, this build is, like, off the chain, so it's not something with which we were going to have that much difficulty. Back in preparation, the start of combat, draw 2 additional cards. Nice. Fear Potion? It's going to be better than the Strength. That's not necessary. Okay, so the start here, we just throw Weakness, we throw Fear. See what we get from a Power Potion. Splendid form, obviously. Double Phantasmal. Go for a Hideous Laughter at the end, which gives us the ability to queue another Weaken. The enemy should now be weak, basically, until the end of time. Go for a Blink, because that's going to be incredibly valuable next turn. And it sets up for Finger of Death to give us an attack up. Great. So while our deck is being trashed here, we're still doing pretty well. Heroism to Thunderwave or Thunderwave to Heroism? Heroism to Thunderwave. Gives me the ability to go for attack up or weaken. Attack up is the only one that makes sense here, unfortunately. Still got a Phantasmal left in the deck. There it is. So Phantasmal should happen after Life Drain, so we'll Sift first. Then Phantasmal. Sorry, then Life Drain, then Phantasmal. I should have cast the damage medium, the damage small there. Alright. You can see, even here, I'm still not fully defending. Thank heck I had that much from my Phantasmals. Otherwise, that would have been an awful position to be in. Okay. Life Drain, double F Phantasmal. The Hideous Laughter, throw out another weaken, and then Finger of Death. Beautiful. Alright, so the next draw of Phantasmal is going to get us real close to lethal, but not necessarily do it by itself. Heroism, Blink, Defend, though, gets us some more Divine Protection. I can even burn out the Slimed and throw out my own Thunder Wave. The artifacting is now off of the enemy. I'm happy that I took that Thunder Wave in retrospect. It doesn't look like it was definitely necessary, but I'm happy that I took it nonetheless. And blow up the enemy there. Beautiful. Ooh, that was a powerful, powerful run. Of course, it did rely on me dying on my first one. But then I kind of straightened up and flew right. I am HO. For the moment, though, ooh, we actually do need to choose something going into the next deck. I want to do Finger of Death in a defensive build using False Life. Alright. For the moment, though, ooh, even beyond perfect. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. That has been our 10th level of Ascension, as well as a heart kill on the Bard. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.